So I don't know if you guys remember one of these videos that I posted in Attila about the most MLG matchup ever. It was like this little series which had the Prussian Prince and I guess Orgetrix playing against each other. Take that and multiply it by 100. I'm so looking forward to this match. And I'm so glad that Prussian Prince informed me that he sent this to me earlier. He sent this to me a while ago. Of course, this is Total War Rome 2. This is by far, I would say, two of my most favorite players in Total War Rome 2 squaring up against each other. This is the Prussian Prince fighting against the Armenian King in Total War Rome 2 Cup of Nations. I'm so psyched because this is not going to be a Boya Armenia or Boya Armenia matchup, Boya Italis matchup. The Cup of Nations basically, you get a faction selected by someone else at random. So, and it just turns out that both of these guys have some really cool factions. Oh my god, this is going to be fucking awesome. This is the first game. It's played in Yathrib, and the Prussian Prince had Lusitani selected for him, so he has to play Lusitani throughout this entire contest. What this tournament also ends up in is that very good players who usually are too kind of focused on winning the game because they're very competitive end up playing poor factions and then just end up being good at it because they're just naturally talented and just skilled at the game. So they end up being really good with their factions after a while. This took place for Attila also, I believe, and I think Panda Warrior eventually was really good with Sassanids or something like that. I don't know, maybe he's just that dude's a prodigy, I guess. Anyways, Lusitani. Okay, before we even go over the factions, let me try and explain the what's really going on. For those of you who don't know who the Prussian Prince or the Armenian King is, both of them have their own Total War channels, and both of them are, like I said, extremely skilled at the game. I've played against the both of them. I've lost against the both of them. I don't think I've won many games against. I've never won a game against the Prussian Prince. I won maybe like a couple of games against the Armenian King, but I've lost the majority. But this is what I wanted to say. The Prussian Prince's strength, in my opinion, and I would say he agrees with me here, is that his strength lies in kiting and bringing cavalry heavy armies, which rely on micro a lot, because he doesn't really focus on build strength. He doesn't he has a very good knowledge of the game, but it's not the best, I would say, because he just plays other games as well. So he just simply focuses on his extreme micro capabilities to win him the game, which is why brought he brought Armenia against Llewellyn of Agartha in that memorable match in the Dignitas tournament, where he had just only archers and cavalry against a Boya build and won. Ah shit, that's kind of spoilers. Fuck. Anyways, you guys should definitely watch it even if you know the outcome, just to see how well he did it. Now, the Armenian King, on the other hand, I would say that the Armenian King plays much better with pike builds. He is probably one of the best players, apart from Greek Heracles, who in using pikes. And him bringing Iceni, or him being forced to bring Iceni, just like the Prussian Prince is forced to bring Lusitani, will make for such a cool matchup, because I would say that neither of these factions are the players' strengths. With all that being said, let's take a look at the builds. 1-2 Levy Freeman up in front for Iceni. We've got 3 Britain Slingers that's going to form the Iceni contingent, skirmish contingent. 3 Levy Freeman. It looks like there's definitely a max sword rule of 8. So we can see 3 chosen swordsband with 1 heroic noble. Now I wouldn't be surprised if it's the same here. 3 chosen swordsband with 1 heroic noble. So 6 total chosen swordband with 2 heroic nobles and a total of 5 veteran riders. Now, Prussian Prince, on the other hand, has brought some really cheap Iberian slingers. I see him bring these guys with Lusitania a lot. He favors these guys over the much more expensive and slightly harder to make cost-effective Balearic slingers. They still give him that role of, slingers, They don't have the elite slingshots of the Balearic slingers, but, they can be a nuisance. And in any case, against the pretty heavily armored, chosen swordband and heroic nobles, it's going to be tough for even Balearic slingers to get too many kills. But I would have personally brought them. Besides them, he's brought a total of 4 Scutari cavalry. Very good cavalry, will defeat the veteran riders in melee, but not if he gets them javelin to death like that. 47 units left in that Scutari cav, and unnecessarily pulling in his Lusitani nobles here. And that Levy Freeman has already paid for itself by getting so much HP damage and letting the veteran riders get a free charge on the Skutarii Cav. Not really sure what Prussian Prince is thinking there. Besides that, he's got a total of 4 veteran shield warriors and a couple more Lusitani nobles. So in terms of the infantry engagement, Lusitani has a huge upper hand over the Iceni. The veteran riders here taking javelins to the face and dying. A horrible, horrible death. He managed to pull out one of those Skutarii pretty easily. The other Skutarii is down to 45 men. And this Lusitani noble will do very well against by killing off these veteran riders. But then that means the Chosen Swordband get a free charge in. Still, the Lusitani nobles have such great stats in melee that they will honestly do well even if they didn't get a proper charge in. But here, against the heroic nobles, it's going to be a much more even fight. Personally, I would have preferred the Skutarii Cav to get a charge in before sending the Lusitani nobles. Here, the Lusitani noble general with a double chevron, because I guess he didn't have any money to spend. He didn't know where else to spend his money. Is getting shot to pieces by the Briton Slingers. The Briton Slingers will get a lot of kills if they continue firing on them. And veteran riders kind of flattening the Lusitani noble general down before the Chosen Swordband come into play. Now, I would have liked to see the heroic noble general being put up against the Lusitani noble. Here, the shield wall, which is such a crucial ability, being put in for the Chosen Swordband, and the Lusitani nobles have come in. No, these are Chosen Swordband who have just reinforced that fight. No rear shots going in, or no rear charges going in so far. Veteran riders dying. This is going to be huge. He needs to stop fighting with this Iberian Slinger so that he can start getting those rear charges in. It is going to be very, very important. This, again, hugely important. Getting off the Briton Slingers will be so important because they will do a lot of damage. They will definitely do a lot of damage. But very smartly, heroic nobles from the from Armenian King have caught the Skutarii cavalry, and then the Levy Freemen are going to come behind them and charge, just bog them down. So that is very well played by Armenian King. That could have been very deadly for him. So Iberian Sling is being pulled back here, where the Iberian Sling is firing into the Briton Slingers. These Skutarii Cav not being microed right now, and they don't have good armor, so they will they will die to Briton Slingers. Briton Slingers have 23 missile damage slingshots, so they will be very deadly. So here you can see he's popped Frenzy Charge. This is a very smart move that not many people know. Frenzy Charge provides unbreakable morale for your cavalry units as long as it's active, which can be just hugely influential, as you can see here. Instead of routing, they're now free to chase these Briton Slingers. I'm going to make an MLG moment. It's been a while since I haven't made an MLG moment for Rome 2, and I think that's deserving of that. Veteran Shield Warriors dying to Chosen Swordband. Again, that's the power of Shield Wall coming into play there. That's why Veteran Shield Warriors are not very, very strong, to be quite honest. Will do very well in specialized situations, but as a main line, it's a good idea that Prussian Prince brought so many Lusitani nobles, because you can see they will do very well against these Chosen Swordband. But the fact that these Lusitani nobles were rushed in initially meant that they didn't get a second charge against those Iceni units, meant that they are not going to perform nearly as well as they can. So you can see some of these Lusitani nobles just not doing very well here. Lusitani nobles with only 73 kills here, 60 kills here. Veteran Shield Warriors getting some shots on the Levy Freeman, going against the completely wrong type of unit. The big the big mistake that Prussian Prince is making right now is not pulling out his units, because once the enemy units are in shield wall, they will not be able to pursue your retreating units. So that way, technically, if the enemy stays in shield wall throughout the match, you can just keep charging them in. And imagine how deadly that would be, because Lusitani nobles have a 32 charge bonus. So yeah, he could just turn that battle right around. So while shield wall is very, very strong, it does have its disadvantages. So here, like this, like the one thing that Armenian King did was just charge. He did very well, using his Levy Freeman to such a good, to such extents is very, very good, and that's something that most viewers or most people would just consider, oh, that's, he didn't do anything special. Nope, he enticed the Prussian Prince to charge in, and then waste his very deadly charges on those Lusitani nobles and veteran shield warriors. That's 30 charge bonus that's gone wasted. And meanwhile, his Chosen Swordband and his heroic nobles got a clean charge on a mixture of Skutarii cavalry and veteran shield warriors, which is what is going to win him this game, because you can see so many units left on the field. That is the power of MLG Freeman, of Morgan Freeman. So again, Skutari Cav being used in Frenzy Charge, making them unbreakable, hitting some of these Britain Slingers. But the Britain Slingers have done very well so far. 48, 23, 25 kills, being a nuisance, keeping them alive. That's how Armenian King does. I don't think he likes to bring archers in general. He likes to bring slingers because if you have the capability to micro them even into late game and keep them alive, slingers are definitely more useful than archers. So now pouring fire into the Lusitania Noble General, who've got a triple experience chevron because I think they were one of the few infantry units for the Prussian Prince that actually got a clean charge onto the enemy. So yeah, that's why they've done so well. But the general for for Armenian King is hale and healthy. By the way, this is going to be a best of 5, I believe, or at least a best of 3 between these two amazing players. So we're definitely going to be treated to some more matches. Here, very, very classic move here, Headhunt being popped and then Battle to them. And once Headhunt dissipates and the unit becomes exhausted, he will pop Second Wind, which is the big reason why everyone brings a strategist general. But costly enemy victory. Costly enemy victory. Didn't that say costly enemy victory? Weird. Valiant defeat for the Prussian Prince. It was a bit one-sided. As you can see, the Iceni sword force just had so many units here left. And whoa. And the Britain Slingers also did pretty well. Veteran riders were kind of wasted, but at the end of the day, the Levy Freeman more than made up for them by being those meat shields and those charge baits that the Prussian Prince got sucked into charging way too easily, in my opinion. Let's see if he turns it around in the next couple of games. That's it for this game, you guys, and stay tuned for more. Peace.